for the past few years, chambers have stressed, it's a great place to go network. Well, people can go network anywhere. And so I don't think that that's something that the chambers can claim exclusively to themselves anymore. So I think probably where we're trying to take more of an angle is try to get more involved in advocacy. That's something that I think chambers have gotten away from, especially smaller chambers, over the past few years. So I think the one thing that the chambers could really offer, and I know the Missouri Chamber does a lot of it, is advocacy. And we're trying to get our chamber more involved through through the Missouri Chamber Federation.
I like to know what's going on in the community, what the issues are, what new restaurants are opening, what new projects, just whatever is going on, because it also helps my business. And in the end, you hope you do make some money doing that as well. But that's not what givers gain. Is that you give to the community, hopefully you'll get things back as well.
One thing about education, that's the way we differentiate ourselves and provide opportunities for the next generation. If we don't do that, if we don't educate our children, it's going to be very difficult for them to achieve in the long run. And we've seen what's happened with many of the manufacturing companies have gone offshore with manufacturing, and the reason for that is the cost advantage that they find. The way that we can counter that is to be better educated and more innovative.
Our firm, again, we provide both construction management and engineering services, so we have a very good internal complementary skill set. We have excellent design engineers on the front end of a project, but we also have construction managers that understand how to build things. And when you put those two together, it really ends up with a great product for our clients.
It's been a pleasure to sort of see a plan and a dream executed as well as it has been amongst the partners as well as amongst the employees and our teammates here. It's not just the two of us that make this company happen. But yeah, so that feels great. And I don't want to make it sound the wrong way, but with great planning and good foresight and sort of tweaking and adjusting as you're evolving, growth like this is very possible.
By us capturing the business, we actually became the actual prepaid processor. So we were not only now processing checks, but we were also processing all of our own prepaid transactions as well. And this would be the type of transaction like somebody has a prepaid cell phone, they come into a convenience store and they want to add time to their phone so they can talk on it that month or that week or for their trip or whatever it might be. And so we went out and found an entire litany of these products, found wholesale warehouses for them, found long distance phone card suppliers and everything, and brought that all on board our platform. So we own our own technology. We acquired this company, we own our own technology, and launched this platform and launched this entire product offering. That launched at $0 in November of '07. Today, we process $7 million a month in prepaid products alone.
Well, we work with companies to measure principally customer satisfaction and loyalty, and we track performance at the store level. So if you've ever gotten a receipt that says, visit this website, take a survey, call this 800 number, take a survey, that's what we do, and we deliver on average 300 to 600 surveys per location per year, and companies use that as a way to improve performance and a way to improve the customer experience. The big challenge with research is, the big push is, well, we don't want to buy research if it's just going to sit on a shelf. And so we really think that there's two critical pieces to what we deliver to our clients. We have to tie the data back to something that's real, financial performance, and we have to make it actionable. And so we look for insights that are actionable. And that's really what we do.
We're approximately the third largest polyethylene pipe company in the United States. We're the only one that's privately owned of the top companies. We manage this just like it's still a small company. We're not real corporate. to make decisions is, we move pretty quick. What we have done is really concentrated on running an efficient company and growing to go from where we were to where we are now. We started with, it was 20-some million pounds of capacity to be well over 100 million pounds capacity since 2005 has surprised us a little bit.
This site has grown significantly since the acquisition in 2006. We were approximately 100 people then. We've more than doubled in the last 3 years. And primarily because the categories that I've described in terms of, for instance, multiplexing and immunoassays, the support of pharmaceutical development through analysis of blood samples, the services we provide in terms of measuring compounds that would be used, in this case monoclonal antibodies in many cases, that would be used for clinical trials or even post-clinical trials. Those are the kinds of products and services that are in high demand. So the market itself is growing rapidly, and we are growing primarily as a result of the demand in these categories and our ability to provide those products and services.
If you look at go into a Walgreens, Walmart, whatever, CVS, Rite Aid, wherever you are in the country, or any grocery store, we make a lot of the bottles that are on the pharmacist counter that they dispense from. They take off the shelf and dispense from. We also make a lot of the nutritional supplement bottles for a lot of the major retailers. Primarily their generic brands, and then or their house brands. And then we also making right now a lot of hand sanitizer bottles. It's a big business right now. I think that we're pretty aggressive on reinvestment, not pretty aggressive, really aggressive on reinvestment. And we also know how to say no, which is an important word to say in business. Is there's some things that just don't fit our profile of what we can do or our sweet spot. And so we say no, but as we've expanded our capabilities and we've gotten into different markets, different regions, the ability to say yes has increased.
You might overemphasize it by saying that in order to exist, Edward Jones has to continue to grow. Growth creates opportunities. For example, when I originally came with the firm, we had 20 general partners and 200 financial advisors. Today we have 350 general partners, about 6,000 limited partners, and 12,000 financial advisors. This facility will allow us to keep up with the firm's growth, currently slotted to reach 17,500 branches at the end of our 5-year plan, and ultimately well over 25,000 branches at some point in the future.
I've been in the railroad business for a long time, and I've seen people write off the railroads periodically. If you really go back in history at some point in time over the last 150 years, saying that railroads were a dying industry. But when you think about the steel wheel being the most efficient means of ground transportation, and when you think of us heading towards a green economy, and when you think of us looking at high fuel prices, when you think of us looking at congestion on highways, it only makes sense to put more traffic back on the railroads. And so I think there is a greater opportunity for us to move more and more traffic via rail, and particularly since we are a north-south railroad reaching down into Mexico.